Kristen Adkins here with It's a Biblical Life. This week's verse for week 4 is Hebrews 12:28. Wherefore, we receiving a kingdom which cannot be removed, let us have grace whereby we may serve God acceptably with reverence and godly fear. In the ESV, therefore, let us be grateful for receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, and thus let us offer to God acceptable worship with reverence and awe. Well, they look kind of alike, those two verses. They look kind of alike. They have the same sort of elements, but they have a few things that are different. The word structure is a little different. And so we need to read those and see. The message is the same. We have a kingdom that cannot be moved or shaken. And we need to have acceptable worship with reverence and awe. So the main themes there are the same. They're written a little differently, more differently than usual, I think. You are adopted. If you're a Christian, you have been adopted. And adoption is very special to me. I have adopted 5 children. So adoption is, like I said, very special. The first time we adopted a little boy and a little girl, and it was very special for us, and I hope it was very special for them. They were very young, so and so in their mind they were so young that I don't know if they could express how it would feel to be adopted and to come into this new home from a different home or from several different homes that they had been in. But they came to our house and they would walk around and look around, and wow, it was kind of big. The house was a little bit big because we were expecting, to add to our family. And we had prepared for that. We had a room for them, toys, um, lots of places to explore. And so it was overwhelming, I think, for them, those two. And then the next time we adopted 3 little girls, and they were at our house for a long time before the adoption. So when they got there, it was a sad time because had just been taken from like their family, and so they didn't understand why they were quickly taken from their family and brought to our family because it was through foster care. And so we were their foster parents first. And they probably didn't understand why they were taken to begin with. The first two, the first two children did understand. They were getting a new mom and a new dad. Finally, they were getting their forever family, forever home. And so they did understand. The second 3 little girls didn't really understand at that moment that we were going to be their forever family. We didn't know that. But anyway, since they have been adopted, they're in a new family. And in the new family, we have different things. We live in a different place. We have different expectations. We do things differently. We are now at different names. We have different names, last names. Some of my kids have different first names. And we chose them. Like, we could have said, no, we are not going to adopt. We are too overwhelmed. There's too many. 3 is a lot to adopt at one time. Ooh. We could have said no, but we chose to bring them in and keep them there in our home. So they have a new mom and a new dad. And because of that, they have new place to live, a new set of rules and expectations to live by, and new people to train them and teach them this. So you also, if you're a Christian, have been adopted. And so it's wonderful that you are in a new house. You have new expectations. You are being taught by something different. You have different standards by which to live. And because you have been adopted, You need to show an acceptable worship, gratitude, gratefulness, and thanksgiving for that opportunity um, that's been given to you. You see, God chose to do that. He chose to bring you into his home. He chose to adopt you. And so, because of that, we should be forever grateful and forever thankful and worshipful for the fact that he took us into his home and gave us a new way of living, a new standard. And we should rejoice in gratefulness. So, living your life with God in mind is considered worship. We don't necessarily have to be at church at a certain point in the service to think, well, this is worship. So, just living your life day to day to day, minute by minute by minute, is considered worship if you're doing it for the glory of God. See, I'm doing this video right now. I'm doing it as an act of worship, doing it uh, for several reasons. But one reason is I'm hoping to build you up and help your homeschool moms and maybe Christian schools or whoever would decide to purchase this to build them up and help them out and come alongside them to make their lives a little easier. So I'm doing this as an act of worship to God and obedience to him. And a little later, I'm going to go make dinner for my family, and that's going to be an act of worship. I'm going to do that to prepare to eat with my family, to have some social time with them. I'm going to prepare meals so that we can nurture our physical bodies. And I'm going to do that because that's my role in which I play in this family, in this house. So you see, worship is not just a period of time listed on your bulletin. Maybe you have a church bulletin. It says worship, page 427. It's not just that. That is a designated part of the service for worship, but it's not the only time we are going to worship. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope that you can see that your life, no matter what role you play, you are worshiping every day in the role that you play and how you are behaving and how you are thankful to other people. If you have a worshipful
And you are
attitude to
thankful
God
to
and
Him
for adopting you into His family, then you should be thankful to others when they do things for you as well. We need to seek opportunities to be thankful and actually give the gratitude where it's due. Give that gratitude to those people that do things for you. That God did something amazing for you. And so let's try and do something amazing for other people. All right, I hope to see you again next week and have a great day.